بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا بيع فيه ولا خلة ولا شفاعة والكافرون هم الظالمون. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء. وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يعوضه حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي. فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم. الله ولي الذين آمنوا يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور والذين كفروا أولياؤهم الطاغوت يخرجونهم من النور إلى الظلمات أولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون. صدق الله العظيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think holiday has started already, eh? It's like a holiday from Masjid, a break from Masjid. It seems like. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ومن الناس من يشتري لهو الحديث ليضل عن سبيل الله بغير علم ويتخذها هزوا أولئك لهم عذاب مهين. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يأتي على الناس زمان لا يبقى من الإسلام إلا اسمه ولا من القرآن إلا رسمه وكما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Respected honorable brothers, my beloved youngsters, respected sisters, listeners, first and foremost we begin by appreciating the opportunity that Allah gave me and you to sit. First of all, come to the masjid and pray Maghrib Salat, and after that, mashallah, Allah allowed us to come to the house of Allah and sit in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the midst of so many distractions, so many invitations from all kinds of things and all kinds of people and from friends and whatnot, alhamdulillah, we were able to come and take some time out and sit here. It's a, mashallah, it's a, ni'mat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we should appreciate this, that Allah give us the tawfiq. Secondly, mashallah, Hafiz Shahid is going to become a Hafiz inshallah one day. How many paras have you memorized? 4.5 already, mashallah. MashaAllah. So we have some, mashallah, that are becoming Hafiz, doing full time. So all the other youngsters, they should also make niyat. He was also amongst you, mashallah, him, Umar Farooq, others are, mashallah, Hanzala as well. There are so many others that are becoming Hafiz. Today, I wanted to speak about something which is very relevant to every one of you. Before I mention this, a time will come towards the end of the world, a time will come when things will start changing and it will become very different. And we are noticing changes slowly, and it is evolving. Every day things are changing. To such an extent, Prophet ﷺ says, a time will draw upon the ummah that nothing will be left of the ummah except their names. They will have Muhammad, Yusuf, but their practices will be nothing about Islam. Their identity of Islam will not be in their life except for their names. So by their names they will be known to be Muslims. In fact, some people, they shy away from being known as a Muslim. So they call Muhammad what? What do they call Muhammad? Mo. Right? Sometimes, Bilal, they call him what? Billy. Right? So we give all these different names, So we have a beautiful name, but sometimes we change our names and we give all these, Zaks, and Zakaria is a beautiful name, but we call him Zaks, and all these different names. So you're not even able to tell that, okay, he's in Islamic identity. So Prophet ﷺ says a time will come that identity of our faith will disappear from us. We will only have Islamic names, nothing else. وَلَا مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ إِلَّا رَسْمُهُ. And Quran, only the words will be there, but the practice of Quran will not be there. Understanding of Quran will not be there. So the word will be there. Rasmuhu, the words of the Quran will remain, but nothing, no understanding. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? Nothing will be there. And today, if you look at the ummah today, my brothers, how many are practicing Islam? How many understand the message of Kitabullah? MashaAllah, many of us are sitting here, we probably recite the Quran, but how many of us understand what we recite? Did I ever, one day in my life, did I ever take the translation of Surah Al-Fatiha out? قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِالْفَلَقِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِالنَّاسِ out, to understand what I recite in Salat. Did I ever do this? Ask ourselves. Just the surah that I recite every day in Salat, did this thought ever come to my mind that I'm going to open up today and see, what does قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِالْفَلَقِ mean? Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil. I read this every day. I read Qul huwallahu ahad every day. That's the shortest surah for me. If I ask you, what is your favorite surah, you're going to tell me which ones? Inna atayna and Qul huwallahu ahad. Right? These are my favorite surahs. So, they can be your favorite surah, but don't make it because they're too short. But, we should know the meaning of it. Allah subhanahu, they're very short, but lots of meanings in it. So at least every individual that's sitting here, what we should have done, and if you have not done, we should definitely do, is pick the Quran up, that I read this every day. What is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioning in the surah here? हमारे अंदर कम से कम इतना तो कम से कम होना चाहिए कि जो मैं कुरान नमाज के अंदर पढ़ता हूँ, जो रोज़ाना की सूरत में पढ़ता हूँ, कुरान करीम नमाज के अंदर पढ़ता हूँ, तो कम से कम इतना तो दाइया हमारे दिल के अंदर ज़िंदा होना चाहिए, वो दाइया पैदा होना चाहिए कि भाई मैं क्या पढ़ता हूँ। अल्लाह ताला, चलो मैं सूरह इखलास को रोज़ाना पढ़ता हूँ तो सूरह इखलास का माना क्या है, अलम तरा कैफ़ा फ़अल पढ़ता हूँ तो उसका माना क्या है। अपनी ज़िंदगी के अंदर कभी इतना झांच टटल हुई कि चलो मैं कभी सुनो। इसीलिए कि अल्लाह ताला नबी के फरमाते हैं कि एक वक्त आएगा कि कुरान के अल्फाज रह जाएंगे लेकिन उसके मानी कुछ भी नहीं रहेंगे। Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions one particular ayat, and I want to bring your attention towards that. Amongst the people, in Surah Al-Luqman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, there are people, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ, amongst the people there are those who purchase lahw al-hadith, futile talk, a talk which has no meaning, no purpose. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَشْتَرِي لَهْوَ الْحَدِيثِ لِيُضِلَّ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ. So they can go astray from the straight path, from the Sirat al-Mustaqim straight path, without any knowledge. So this is the translation, and based on this translation, back in those days, something which would distract them, some words which would distract them from the straight path would be music. So ulama, they interpret this ayat here, lahw al-hadith, vain talk, useless talk, and those things which will be a means of distraction and take a person away from straight path. Back in those days, Mufassirin, they translated that lahw al-hadith means what? Music. A person will listen to music so much that it's only music. You know, this word music is so thing that, when you like something, what do we say? It's music to my ears. That's what we say, right? Because when we're so used to it, now actually if we say it, then this is music to my ears. So, ulama, they used to say that a person will be listening to music so much that he will go astray from the straight path. And he will not even realize that he's going on the wrong train. He's not going on the right train. He's supposed to go to, maybe he wants to go to Montreal, and the train that he's taken is going completely opposite, is going towards Windsor, and he does not even realize that. So that is exactly what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. Some mufassirin, they have taken more general meaning of this lahw al-hadith, futility, vain talk, things that will distract us and will take us away from straight path. And they said anything, it doesn't have to be music, but anything. My respected youngsters, in today's day and age, one of the biggest distraction for all of us, we know it's internet. We know it's television. You people are sitting at home, you have summer school, you have no summer school, you have summer holidays. We know exactly in this day and age, we have nothing to do. So some of us go to sleep maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, because I don't need to wake up in the morning. And then when I wake up when? In afternoon. So what do I do all this time? I am on the screen, just in front of the screen, watching. So one of the distraction is obviously television. One of the distraction is internet. And to fine tune today's discussion, to narrow it down, it is video games. I don't know if it's going to be a right question or not, but most of us play video games, right? I don't think anyone can shy away from that question, right? Most of us play video games, right? Most of us. And that is a huge distraction. A person who gets addicted to video games, this is a huge distraction. Is it permissible or is it not permissible? Video games, those games which distract us away from salat, from the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is not permissible. Now what is happening in these video games here? I was doing a little bit of research, and I want to come to the main part towards the end. So when I was reading one of the questions answered on internet today, the Shaykh, he mentioned beautifully that most of these games, and I was shocked that these video games that you people play, they're very disturbing. In my day, in my time, I remember there was that Game Gear which was completely new at that time. Do you know what Game Gear is? Who remembers Game Gear? No one. You remember Game Gear? Even just Sega and Nintendo was there, but it was Atari and all that kind of stuff, right? With those cartridges and that. But I don't know, nowadays it's gone way beyond that. But I never heard of games what I am hearing today. And it is very shocking and very alarming. So I want you to listen to today's discussion very carefully. That what you people are going through, especially when it comes for video games, it is very, very serious. So games which depict wars between the people of this world, and in good guys and the people from the sky, bad guys. with all its implication of accusation against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the people that come down from the heaven, those are the bad guys, shoot them. And generally the heavens, angels and them come down. So you have to understand that video games have a subliminal message. There is a message which, it indoctrinates our mind. And it shapes our mind. And the parents that are listening today, they need to understand that tomorrow your child will not be yours anymore. Because his mind is being worked on by something else. So you're going to find such games like that. You're going to find games which involve sanctifying the cross or passing over to gain strength. So if you cross over, if you go over a cross or something like that, then you will get more strength. To bring one back to life or give the extra player lives and so on. So you have to go over a cross or something like that. And also games which are used for designing birthday. So games which have different games which approve of witchcraft, magic. So I'm listing all these things down. And some games or other are of what I'm mentioning here. So you'll find games with magic, witchcraft, glorifying magicians, sorcerers, games which are based on hatred of Islam. Today, I know brothers have told me. And look, and this game, like the game in which, does anyone know which game this is? I'm always shocked when I saw this one, heard this one here. Like the game in which a player gets 100 points if he hits the Makkah. And he gets 50 points for hitting Baghdad and so on. Anyone knows what game this is? At least we can make people aware. Any idea? So we can be. I can't believe it. Games that glorify, other people and defame Islam. So you're going to find, some people told me the games are such that the bad guys are the ones that say Allahu Akbar. The games are the ones, and you may not hear them properly. And the guys are the guys, who have all the turban and all that kind of stuff. They're all bad guys. Games that include depiction of nudity. That's become common. And some games that allow the winner to see pornographic picture. Games that corrupt morals, such as games where the idea is to run away with a girlfriend from the bad guys or the dragon. I'm sure you guys know about this game. Adil? You like this? I'm sure we know these kind of games here. The ultimate object is to what? Win the girl. I know that game. In my time it was Double Dragon. I remember that game. Does that game exist still? Double Dragon? You never heard of that game? Shahid, you heard of that game? You never heard of that game? No? Maybe I'm too old. You know that. Okay. Okay. All right. Allahu Akbar. So all these games here are not permissible. And then it carries on. Games which have physical harm, such as damage to the eyes and nervous system. Harmful effects of the game sounds on the ears. Modern studies have shown that these games may be addictive and harmful to nervous system, as well as causing stress and nervous tension in children. So these type of games which causes harm, violent games. What is a famous one? The combat, what is it? Mortal Kombat. See, everyone knows that game. All these games here, look at the message behind this game here. How? And then people say, unfortunately, Islam is not teaching. Islam, when did you come to the masjid and I told you anything about violence? Where are you learning about violence? People are saying in Islam teaches violence. Where are the children learning violence? Where are they learning all these different things? On the internet, on video games. They play these different games here. And their mind works in that direction. And they think of all those kind of things. So my respected, beloved youngsters and young sisters that are listening to this message today, be careful. Are we doing the right thing by playing these games and wasting our hours and time? We could be making these times we could be investing and making our time so productive that we could, mashallah, become hafiz. We could be doing something so greater and beneficial to us and our parents and someone, rather than just wasting our time. So let me give you some, effects and some harm of these games here. When you play these video games here, first of all, they're very addictive. Very, very addictive. So what's going to happen? Emotional symptoms of video game addiction. What happens? Feeling a restlessness and irritation. So you're always restless. You're not at peace. Preoccupation with thoughts of previous online activity or anticipation of next online session. You're always glued to it. You can't come out from it. You're so glued to it. I ask about some individuals, where are they? Oh, he's on the computer. I'm like, oh, with friends? Nope, he's on the computer. He's on the computer. Either watching something or playing. And a lot of youngsters, they're just playing. And then what happens? Lying to friends or family members regarding the amount of time they spend on playing. Isolation from others in order to spend more time on games. Oh, I'm just going to play a game right now. I don't have time right now. I'm busy. And then the parents don't even realize. Parents think that, I've only given a computer. And the computer does not have Wi-Fi, does not have internet access. But the child has already downloaded those games. It's on the computer. It's on their system. And they could be playing. You may be thinking that I have disconnected the Wi-Fi. You may be thinking that he has no television in his room, but he still has some gadget to play games. And he could be playing for maybe, till 3 o'clock in the morning. And then you ask and you find out, why is he not doing good in school? Well, there's something happening at home, my brothers. So physical symptoms: fatigue, a person is tired. Migraines due to intense concentration on eye strain. It's a fact, 100% fact, that a person is, when you're too close to the screen, at one time you will need glasses. You will need glasses. It's strain on the eye. It's not good for you. So when you continuously, you're watching, and it's right on your face, be careful. You're harming your eyes. And remember, there is no hospital in the world that can replace your eyes. There is not a single hospital. They can do some kind of treatment, but if they go, they go. And I am sure you have seen the people that have lost their eyesight. Look at their condition and ask them. Some of them have millions of dollars. Their only dream is what? To bring back those eyes, but they won't be able to. So harming our eyes. And then a poor personal hygiene. Because a person, he's not going out. He's not in physical activity. He's not doing all that. All he's doing is home, just watching and playing. Now, my brothers, so these type of games, which causes damaged spirituality, which distracts us from salat, which distracts us from all these things here, and which has a negative message, we should stay away from these games here. Now, one game specifically that I wanted to make mention, and that is what I touched this topic here today, is the new game which just came to Canada recently. See, everyone knows that. Everyone knows. And this is such a game, Pokemon Go. I don't know if I'm saying it right or not. So this is a game. I heard about this, people, when I was about 10 years ago, people used to exchange cards. So that's how I knew this word. But I have no clue about this game at all. But just recently I came across, I don't know if the parents know or not, but this game is such a different game altogether. It's not those ordinary games that you just sit in one place and watch and play. It's not that. You got to get out and you got to do crazy things. And people are playing this game. So just for the information of those that may not know, but this game, I'm like, Pokemon Go, and people are talking about it. What is this here? So I was just looking up a little bit. So you download some, the app and crazy things on that, and then you get full access to your camera, because they need exact location, your GPS, complete access. So they have full access to exactly your geographical area, where you are, your home, where you are. and you yourself, and everything through camera, everything is relayed to the system. Where you are through GPS, everything is there. Now what you have to do, you have to go around, look for those crazy things. What are they called? Pokemons. You got to look for them. And you find them here, there. And people are doing crazy things. So you got to get them, and you got to, some of them, they get sick. So you have to go to this place here, and then you get that one there, and that one will cure this one here. Or will you go to that person and kill that person, that one. So you got to do these crazy things, and you get more points. And Allahu Akbar. This game here, I just read a little bit. I may be wrong in what I read. But I hope you people are not into this game here. This game is such a game which is causing havoc in our community. It's only been about 3 weeks since it was released, this game here in Toronto or Canada. And when this game came out, people were doing crazy things. And you may have noticed that people, what they were doing was they were so glued to this game, and they had their phones with them. They're going like this all over. They're just walking like this here. I'm talking about guys that are big, adults as well. Big guys as well. They're like walking all over like this. They're just going here. And then I saw a picture of a guy. He's actually on the train tracks, and he does not even know that he's actually, the train can come there, and he's on the train track, and he's just going anyway, trying to get those Pokemon. Now think about it. Like, how crazy can you be? And then there was another case in Toronto. What happened was, this individual here, he's driving around, and then there was one Pokemon stop. So he stops the car, and he's going after it. He doesn't even park the car properly. He just stops it on the street. So the police came, and the police gave him a ticket. Like, people are doing crazy things out there. Crazy things. So last Saturday, I had an opportunity. I go every Saturday to Thorncliffe, and I was teaching classes there. And some of the students told me that one of those stops is Masjid Darus Salam. Masjid Darus Salam is one of the stops. I'm like, whoa. I goes, wow. And then when I came here a couple of days ago, someone told me that Masjid Noor is also one of the stops. La ilaha illallah. We come here to pray salat, or we come here for these kind of things here. It is the worst thing, my brothers. In the house of Allah subhanahu, this is mockery. This is absolute mockery to our religion, to deen, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We come here, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned, mentioned so many rewards. You make wudu, and you come to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with utmost sincerity. Every step you're taking, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wipes out your sins. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replaces with good deeds as you enter the masjid. And as so long as you're entering the masjid, you're waiting for salat, every minute that you're waiting for salat is counted to be part of salah. This is all that's happening, from the time from home to here. Now that idiot who's so crazy behind these things here, he's coming to here to get what Pokemons? Allahu Akbar. And now, subhanallah, in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now this is extremely shocking. My respected friends, you are sitting here. Ulama have mentioned that this game should not be played. Ulama have mentioned it's very addictive. And one game will lead you to another game. Now we are talking about this Pokemon here just 2 days ago. Now look at this here. This is the news 2 days ago. I'm going to read this out to you. This is the news from Arab News, from Makkah Mukarramah. Now look at this here. It is mentioned, even the holiest of all the places is not spared by Pokemon Go craze. हम कहाँ की बात करते हैं? मक्का मुकर्रमा से और ज़्यादा मुआज़्ज़म चीज़ क्या है दुनिया के अंदर? जिस शहर के लिए हम जाते हैं और हम उसके लिए फ़िदा होते हैं, उस शहर के बारे में देखो कि even the mobile game has taken the fight between the characters to the holy Kaaba, and points of collection are being found on the gates of the Grand Mosque, Makkah Mukarramah ke andar. And opinions are rife about the game, saying it is when the website team visited Makkah Mukarramah, it found that one of the fighting grounds of Pokemon was actually atop of Kaaba. My brothers, let's have respect for these things here. ये भी बहुत इतनी अफसोस की बात है. So when they visited, they found what? Actually on top of the Kaaba, around the new Mataf, 5 players were found playing. जो लोग तवाफ करने जाते हैं वहाँ पे ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह उम्रा करते हैं, का खाना काबा को देखकर दुआएं लेते हैं, तो ये बेवकूफ़ लोग हैं वहाँ पे गेम खेलते हैं. ये हाफिज साहब ये 2 दिन के न्यूज़ आया वहाँ. So what happened? 5 players were found playing, and the number is growing. ये तो अभी भी गेम शुरू हुई, and the number is growing. खाना काबा के अंदर ये आलम है. And what happened? And the points of gifts and the game's characters were in front of the gates of the mosque. So you have to go all the way there. Itni muazzam jagah, itni muazzaz jagah. You know, we put it to our heart. We would never think of, these kind of stuff there. But my dear young friends, this is what's happening here. I was shocked. If it's in Makkah Mukarramah where the Kaaba is, just imagine, Medina Munawwara where our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is resting. And someone told me that all these, stops, they are in religious places, right? Religious places. Which other places there? Church. Well, they're all religious places. What other places? Religious places and other places, what? Houses. So Allahu Akbar. Now you're going to go into someone's house? Are you going to knock on the door? I'm here to get this thing here? Subhanallah. The friend will be thinking you came to, in your lifetime, for the first time you actually knocked on the door to visit him. No, I'm not here for you. I'm here with the Pokemon. Right? Allahu Akbar. My respected friends, my youngsters, this is extremely alarming. These type of games, they are more addictive than drugs. We know drugs, only the ones that are really into it, they will take it. But these kind of games, they're somewhat legitimized. Our parents, they know that you play games. Our friends know that you play games. And we all have accepted in our society that we play games. But the little that we know that they are harmful to us, they will destroy our mind. There was a game, 2 incidents that happened. It was called Need for Speed. Now this game here, it's an old game. I don't know if is that still, you still have today? Yeah? It's an old game. So this game here, on Mount Pleasant, I think one was an Iranian background. 2 youngsters from wealthy background with good cars, Mercedes and BMW, they're racing at night. And they smashed and they crashed because they were going at a very high speed on a 50 zone. And what happens? When they investigated, they found out that these guys, they were crazy over Need for Speed. They were crazy over what? Need for Speed. In the month of Ramadan, I mentioned one incident that there was a CEO of America, one of the technology companies. And he was very, very passionate about cars. He loved his cars. He was a crazy fan of cars. And he was filthy rich. Allah had given him lots of money. So this individual bought one of those cars, expensive cars called Tesla, right? He bought those cars, and it was an automatic car. It was a car, autopilot, so you don't need to touch anything. So he was crazy over these cars, and he loved speed, and he was very wealthy. So he didn't care about the police giving him a ticket. So he actually had about 10 to 12 tickets already. Now this individual, he's driving one day with his brand new car, those expensive cars. And he decided to put the car on autopilot. Now look what happens. He puts the car on autopilot. And then what happens? He started doing something. according to the truck driver. So as he was driving, very, very fast. Now the same car, what happens? One of the sensor was not able to distinguish between the sunlight and the truck's image or truck's reflection. It was not able to distinguish. So that his car went right through, and it cut through into the truck, and it was split into two. And right there and then he died. This happened in the month of Ramadan. I don't know what the person's name was. He's a millionaire, very rich person. And he died right there. The truck driver said that the video was on when he saw the car. Now imagine, my brothers, where is he getting all these crave? Money, the tickets does not matter to him. It's just that fun and that thrill. So I have come to a conclusion, and my message for you today is that if we don't take heed from what is going on outside, my brothers and my beloved youngsters, then I'm afraid, mark my words and remember my words, I may not live for these words. I may not see it, but I do feel that it will become into reality. A time will come when we as human beings will become literal robots. We will become robots, and we will be governed by the digital world which is out there. So we will be human beings, but our brains will not be functioning. They will be controlled by something else. Right now, it's human beings that controls a robot. But circumstances will change, and there will be another authority that will be controlling our brains and our minds. Do you know that this Pokemon Go, this game itself, you may be just looking at the game, but it's so intrusive. It is very, very intrusive. When you play this game here, you will notice that you've got the GPS. They're taking your pictures. They're taking the picture of the place where you are, and you're giving everything away. Some people actually say this is a game, this is a spy game, and they're taking all your information away. But we're not, we can care less about that, but we care more about the game. So my respected friends, my respected youngsters, I gave this message to some of the youngsters a couple of days ago, that this part of our lifetime where we spend playing games, we need to be very careful. Otherwise, you will be so hooked onto it that because of your games, you will start to fail your grades. Because of your games, you will not be able to achieve. Your father wants to make you Hafiz, you will not be able to become Hafiz. And maybe you will become Hafiz, but just for the sake of your father, but you will not be able to maintain your Quran if you keep up this bad habit. If you are addicted to these games here, all the ambitions that you have, all the dreams that you had in your life, none of them will come true. That is why Islam teaches us. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he taught us what kind of games? Those games which are physical. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged us for archery. This is physical. There's something that you learn. You learn skills in it. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us how to, ride a horse. And Umar Khattab radiyallahu anhu used to say, "Allimu awladakum." Umar Khattab radiyallahu anhu used to say that teach your children three things. One is sibaha. What is sibaha? Sibaha basically means swimming. We should teach our children how to swim. It's very healthy. It keeps your mashallah. It's very good for your health. It's very, very good for your health. How many of you know how to swim? MashaAllah, very few though. MashaAllah, very few. But everyone knows how to play video games. Right? Or you know how to swim in your video game. In a virtual world. Right? So we need to come out and swim. We need to learn how to swim. Physically it is very good. If you want to become a good qari, our teacher used to tell us that you should learn how to swim because mashallah it's good for your breath as well. So swimming. And then Abu Khattab radiyallahu anhu says, teach your children how to, shoot arrows, on the target, right? And then Umar Khattab radiallahu anhu used to say that teach your children how to ride a horse. How many of you went on a horse? A horse or a pony? Shahid is putting you. A real horse or a pony? All right? A real horse is a horse, eh? And you know those horses, when you go onto them, it's very scary. You know, you probably went on it with someone though, because a normal horse, you know, you can't just go on it like that. You know, it's very rough. And you know, mashallah, it's got that pride, and it goes with the pride, and it moves with the pride. And it can, you know, if you don't know how to control the horse, it will just make you fly off it. So that's why, so raise your hands. How many guys went? I think we should, you know, let's make a Masjid Noor trip to, you know, horse riding. How many people went horse? Not ponies, eh? Horse. Not many people here. I think, you know, Brother Shahid, you know, organize one trip. Let's go to, you know, horse riding. You know, teach them what horse is. It's also, you know, Khattab radiallahu anhu told us. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that these are the things we're supposed to be doing. When we do these things here, we will learn something. We will benefit our body. We will benefit our, you know, we will learn skills and talents. But the video games, we're not going to learn anything here. So my respected brothers, alhamdulillah, when I went to, you know, alhamdulillah, I had a nice time in Montreal. But there was one thing that I was really fascinated with, and that our young people don't do, and no one does. What do you call those games that it's an obstacle course? Is it? So they had two ships. I don't know if you have this in Toronto or not. So when I went to Montreal, so two big shipwreck, and you know, you have to different levels, and what you have to do, it has a French name, voile en voile. I mean, I'm not pronouncing it properly. So what you basically have to do is you have to walk on ropes, you have to walk on woods, and it's very obviously, and then you also have to do zip line as well, different things you have to do. And you know, it was a little expensive, but it was one of the best things that, you know, best experience I ever had when I went to Montreal. I don't know if you have that or not, but you know, first level, even my children, the first level, they were a little bit hesitant. The first time they went on, they were very, but you had to put harness on so you don't fall. So first level, second level, third level, and alhamdulillah, even myself, I was on that too. And it was very scary because we never do these kind of things here. And I was watching other people, and you know what? Lots of people there, but I was the only brown person there. So you know who was there now, right? There was no one else, no other community, no other ethnicity, and I'm the only brown person, and you know who else was there. So, anyways, but that thing taught me how to be a brave person, how you can actually walk on those small, you know, thin ropes, and how you can make it from one end to the other. And as I was doing it, I had, you know, the young kids. They were much younger than me, and even in size they were shorter than me, but they were able to do levels that I was not able to do. I'm like, Ya Allah. They were up 500 feet, and they were able to do things that I was not able to do. I'm like, subhanallah, how are these kids doing all this? And I did not even make it all the way. And you know, when you look out, it's so easy, but when you go on it, then you know what it is. You know, you're like, your breath is going up and down, and you know, for my first time in my life, I actually went on zip line. And when I went to zip line, in the first time, I'm actually trying to go down, and I'm like, no way, Ya Allah, no way, not this. It took me at least 3 minutes for me to go onto it. And then, but my young friends, it's not that I want to tell you about what I did, but the fact is that those are the things will teach you some skills. And I encourage the parents to take them. Yes, we take them for soccer, we take them for maybe hockey and that. But these obstacle courses, this is where you learn skills. This is where you're supposed to be going. Parents need to invest their time and money into these type of games and teach our children something productive, and they will be able to do something. You know, why is it, you know, when then I realized that, you know, fireman, I don't see any, you know, brown people becoming fireman. You know, I don't, because they don't take those risky kind of things there. These other people do. We don't do all that kind of. And you know, now it makes sense that, all those, rescue workers and all those people that are able to dive into all these and jump from one house to the other house, we're not like those type of people. You know, we're very, mashallah, in our little cozy world, that's it. We can't do anything. We can't even save ourselves if we get stuck in the fire. You know, that's how we are. We can forget about rescuing someone else. But these kids, they learn how to do all that. So my brothers, obviously the time is up. I don't know what time is it right now. Oh, 9:49. It's going to be shut time soon. And Shahid, there's some food today, refreshment, mashallah. So again, to conclude today's talk is that, Islam teaches us that we do more physical activities. That is why, mashallah, there's NSL there for you too. There's a, tournament coming up. So all these, we should be taking part in what? More physical activities. And try reducing our time from video games and these things here. And the final thing is that if we are into Pokemon, keep yourself away from that. And tell other people that Mufti Sahib also has said that no Pokemon. No playing Pokemon. Stay away from these games here and be more physically active. It will be beneficial for you. You will learn a lot. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give all of us understanding. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Let's make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma lakal hamdu kulluhu wa lakal shukru kulluhu wa ilayka yarju al-amru kulluhu. اللهم لا نحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك يا رب لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك يا رب صلي وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. Wallah, forgive our sins. Wallah, forgive our sins. Wallah, in the midst of all these trials, tribulations and distractions, Wallah, let us be able to stay connected on the straight path. Wallah, grant us that light which will show us the straight path. Wallah, grant us and bless us that light which will show us straight path. Wallah, protect us from going astray. Wallah, protect us from such a mindset that we don't even know, Ya Allah, how our minds are being used. Wallah, save us, Ya Allah, save us and protect us, Ya Allah, from our minds being preoccupied in things that we don't even know what we're doing. Wallah, save us and protect, Ya Allah, the young generation. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, let us be able to appreciate what you have given us. Ya Allah, the time that you have given us, the energy that you have given us. Ya Allah, let us be able to put it, make it useful. May Ya Allah take the best out of it. Every minute that you have given us, Ya Allah, in our life. Ya Allah, we know that this will not return again. Let us be able to do the best. Allah, all these youngsters sitting here, Ya Allah, fill their lives with goodness. Protect them from all kinds of evils and evils of video games, evils of the society, evils of the night and evils of the day, and evils of the human beings and evils of the jinn. Allah, save every one of us from all kinds of evil which is out there. Allah, make it easy for every one of us. Allah, as we sit here, we enjoy, Ya Allah, such a beautiful environment in your house. There are people across the globe that are going through extreme difficulty and hardship. They are going through persecution and torture and many difficulties. Ya Allah, make it easy for them. Allah, make it easy for them. Ya Allah, make it easy for their children. Ya Allah, just how our children, Ya Allah, enjoy every day of their life. Ya Allah, let them enjoy as well. Ya Allah, just how our children are eating food after food. Ya Allah, let them also, Ya Allah, enjoy their food. Ya Allah, grant them with food and provision, Ya Allah. And Ya Allah, and protect them from any kind of difficulty and hardship. Ya Allah, make it easy for them. Allah, accept our dua. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.